I think that's probably why a few of the other points on here are about improving your skills, stretching your ability to learn, etc. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? How does one do that? How would you ensure that you were learning the right skills? Are they right skills? I mean, just a little bit of
Yeah.
info on that.
Yeah, I think again you're putting your finger. It's a very important discussion. I, to me, it's a journey, and I
Right.
have met some people who already know when they're young, what their
Mm.
passion is, or what they want to do in life, and they move on. At 15, they make a decision, and then they stay all their life. That's amazing. I was not like that, and like probably the majority of us, we need to experiment, we need to understand, we need to grow, we need to meet amazing people. If you have the chance to meet a great boss, it will change your life. So you need to have that journey, and then at some point you realize what you want to do. It's not something that comes up, you wake up in the morning and it happens. It's a long, in my opinion, it's only my experience, it's a long journey, and that journey at the end gives you, uh, suddenly you say, okay, now it's time to move. And that's what happened to me. And when I move, I want then to do something that is exactly what I want to do, for me as a person, but also for the people around me, and what really drives my boat.
No, because I agree with that. I think I see it as waypoints, never a destination, but waypoints, and they're fun things that I enjoy the act of getting there. I don't know about you, but
Mhm.
when you reach a company or you exit a company, then suddenly you go, okay, I'm bored now, and it's not being bored or being interested or doing things that are fun for you. How do you get past that first stage? Because my first part of my career was not fun. The first year, oh, horrible. But how do you get past that? How do you get the fortitude to go, I don't want to do this, or give up too soon?
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Again, it's the journey, and there are some, probably, I can remember two or three bosses in my life that really made a difference.
Yeah.
But there are organizations like us, like the COCF, where you meet
Yeah.
talented people around you, and then they help you shape. In fact, a great example is the COCF story for me. I was working for Medtronic for 20 years, and then
Mhm.
I moved to a startup. And the reason I moved to that startup was because I was surrounded by entrepreneurs at COCF who helped me understand that there's a life outside large companies. And so they helped me shape, that decision making. They helped me understand that it's not the big wild world, where you get, you don't understand anything. It's something that is can be really interesting and feasible. And then I made the decision to move into that startup thanks to their advice. And I remember talking to a number of people, about moving when I was making the decision, and they really helped me make that call.
That's really interesting. How, because you've got entrepreneurs or people who are working in corporates and entrepreneurs or people who like to build things or like to work outside of a corporate environment. How do you know which person you are? Because there's no rights or wrongs. How do you figure that? How did you figure it out? I guess.
So what I can tell you is I'm not a true entrepreneur in the sense of, I'm 15.
You're fake. Like, get off this. Get off the show. That's it. You're gone.
Like in the sense of I'm 15 and I'm going to, start selling my house to somebody else, and or anything I have in my hands, to someone, and start, being the serial entrepreneur that we know some of them. But I
Yeah.
I love entrepreneurship in a sense of, creating ownership, value creation, developing, innovation, especially in my field of health tech. It's really important to develop innovation to help patients. So I love that, and I really feel that I am an entrepreneur at heart, but I'm not a serial entrepreneur. So I don't know if it makes sense. I'm not someone who will just wake up in the morning and say, I have a new venture in mind. And remember, also in entrepreneurship, you have the people who can create startup companies,
Mhm.
and then you have the people who can develop and scale up those companies. So I'm the latter.
I love that point because there are a lot of people think that entrepreneurs are the leader, the CEO, but a lot of the time The entrepreneur is the ops or the finance or the legal person who then says, you know what, I'm going to support this person. And that symbiosis between the drive and the solidity works really well. And I think you've got to have it, or else, like a lot of CEOs would just go straight into the stratosphere and would just go pop. And a lot of ops people or people who are very safe won't push themselves. So there's that dynamicism between that.